Good morning, hey, hi, hello, and welcome to all of you here for the Fibrific live craft and chat, where we craft and chat live. I'm a bit out of kilter because I didn't stream last week because I hurt my back, and sitting in my chair for hours on end let's just say it wasn't going to do me any favors. So I stayed on the lounge chair and I was knitting a top instead. Not this top, this is a different top. Well, same pattern, different top. Yeah. So I wanted to say good morning to Kathy, who was the first one in this morning. Good morning, Kathy. How are you going? Christina, welcome, welcome. Mel, it's good to see you. It's been a little while. And Vanfear is celebrating 23 months of membership. Oh my gosh, can we believe that we've been doing memberships now for nearly 2 years? I can't believe it. I think it's bizarre and wonderful. I'm just going to double check. I don't know if the Facebook one's working or not. We'll soon find out. Nope, it looks like it didn't work. It did say it was having a problem when I was setting it up. So I was just like, oh, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So we'll just kill that. Let's have less things open. If that's not going to work, let's just let it go. I'm working on my blanket. So I figured let's just jump in and get a dice roll done. We're some rows behind because I had, a week with no stream. So let me know if you can hear, if you can see in the chat, all that kind of good stuff. And we will go from there. And I will get our first dice roll happening. Oh, what a beautiful top you're wearing. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you. This is the ranunculus top, made in short sleeved. I'm very, very happy with my ranunculus top. Yeah, it's probably my first wearable in a really long time. And by wearable, I mean like something that I could wear out. So yeah, it is. Thank you. Thank you. You do see a ranunculus. You actually technically can see two ranunculi. Ranunculi? Ranunculuses? I don't know. Good morning, Sal. How are you going? I hope you have your mocha in your cup. I have just got stock standard tea and water. It's hot here today, so I figured I'm mostly going to have water, so why have fancy tea? I have, my non-fancy tea is Twinings Lady Grey. It's on with the blue tab. So let's jump in and let's just get started with a dice roll. So let's go to dice roll time. It's dice roll time. Roll the dice to choose the next colour. Okay, so let's get the first dice happening. We are up to a new colour, aren't we? Let me just double check here. Yes, we are. We are up to a new... See, I have no idea where I'm even up to. We have a 2. We have Morpho. We have not had Morpho in quite a few rows. That was the last Morpho down there. So let's grab that. And go from there. Luckily, I have another ball of Morpho. I did utilise some Morpho on another project. Abby's hat that she took to the snow had Morpho. I've just realised the end of this has been gnawed by Macy. I need to make sure I flip those up so she can't get to them, little terrorist cat. Get rid of that. Okay. Where's my hook? Let's get it started. And then, so while I'm starting this off, let me know what you've got in your cup. I've got tea and water, separate cups. But, 2. Technically 3, right? Because I've got tea in a teacup, tea in a Yeti cup, same kind of tea for topping ups. And then also water in a cup. Okay. I have to say... Oh, ranunculi. It is correct. Oh, that's good. You need to let me know if there's any glitchy issues because I upgraded my computer to Sonoma, which I was so excited about to start with. Oh, it looks like the Facebook stream is going. Siobhan has tried to send something through. So that is good to know. I can't see what Siobhan's message is. It's just a blank, but I can see that there's a Facebook message. So the Facebook stream is working. I just couldn't see it. But yeah, so I've updated the software on my computer, and it was creating all sorts of nightmares for me in other like applications and live streams. I think I've solved the problem now. But you know, I may have solved one problem, but maybe not all the problems, you know. So yeah. I was getting like this grey thumbs up thing because, you know, you guys, I talk with my hands, and it was a gesture thing in Mac that if you know, put your thumb up, it gave you a thumbs up in the background, a big blobble, 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 grey bubble with a big thumb up in it. And when it was coming through some of the softwares I was using, it actually froze them or glitched them out or, you know, made them messy. So I was able to work out how to turn that off. I made a little short for my other channel on it because it was an issue. I live streamed Saturday night on the other channel, and it happened 5 times. It was so frustrating. It became the joke. Like, hey, if you want to freeze my stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up. So, yeah. Let me have a look here. Christina's got Earl Grey. Kathy's got decaf and water. Dolores says go the Morpho. Frances says hi all. Dolores has got water in the cup. Tea. Holly. I've just realised. Okay. I made pretty colours for the graphics for another channel, like for another live stream. And it's brought through the colours for here. Let me see if I can just fix it up. Colour. We want. Come back here. Where's a comment? Add to add Holly. We're going to fix it. We're going to change the color. We're going to go that one, and then we want to change the font, and we want it to be that one with a light glow. There we go. Save. There we go. Now I'm happier. Good morning. Hey, Home Rapid Repair is in the house. Hello, Home Rapid Repair. Look, you know, I want to say I worked it out, but I mean, really, it was I found a solve for a particular. I'm hoping it's the right. It fixes everything. Honestly, you seem a little quieter than usual today. I did adjust some mic things, so let me just pump it up a little bit for you. So it's just bumped up just a little. I was peaking, like it was doing the yellow thing, and I don't like it when it does the yellow thing. I think I'm also talking a little quieter than usual. I've got a little bit of a, just before the live stream, I had a massive sneezing fit. Now my throat's a bit sore. Like 5 minutes before the live stream. Before that, felt totally fine. Now, it's like, have you got a cold coming? We've got like a couple of really hot days coming, so my body's probably like, let's not deal with the hotness. YouTube is about 3 words behind Facebook. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I notice that when I jump on like live streams, and I'll be on my mobile as well as on my computer, because I'm a managing moderator for some channels, and the managing moderator tools are only available on mobile, which is ridiculous, I have to say. So I have to mute them because, yeah, it's normally like a couple of seconds out between the different platforms. So what have you all been working on? Like I'll show you my grey silk top that I've been working on. It's very similar to it's actually this same pattern as what I'm wearing, but I'm doing it longer with longer sleeves. Oh, hello, yarn bath. Like it's just a variation on this. I'm doing long sleeves down to sort of my wrist, longer waistline, and go from there. So that is the goal with that one. I did knock over the main body of it really quite quickly because I was doing it while I was, you know, laid up on the couch. But I put it down and haven't picked it up for a few days. Hay fever season already? Yeah, possibly. I did realise I did forget to take my allergy meds this morning, so I had those, but they might need a little minute to kick in. Good morning, Samantha. How are you going? Good to see you here. Dolores is working on a pair of socks. I actually have a pair of socks on the go, which I have not put any rounds into. I better get some in before I see Kelly next, because otherwise she's going to beat me. And I don't like being beaten. The project I'm working on right this minute is the Mosaic crochet blanket from Crochet with Claire. And we roll the dice to choose the colours. Christina says, rustic pocket shawl for donation to aged care. Oh, that's really cute. I love that. Those pocket shawls are really helpful. I'm working, but knitting wise, I just ripped back the bottom of my love note and didn't like how short it was. Yeah, some of the tops are a bit croppy for my liking. Like, I like to be able to raise my hands above my head and not show my tummy. Am I old school for that? Maybe I am. Home rapid replay. I tried the first live stream. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. 0 to 5 viewers for this one. A bit deflating, but we're going to go live again every week. I want to say something. I know, like, guys, I'm just going to go off topic here a bit and jump into live streaming hat. When you first start going live, your audience aren't used to this content from you. It could take a little while for that to build up. I would definitely be making sure that you've got something to talk about to start your live stream so that you're not reliant on the chat. When I first started these streams, we did not have many people in. We really didn't. So being able to just, I mean, I can just sit here and talk to myself like, you know, I can talk underwater. I can talk with, my dad used to joke that I could talk in a paper bag full of concrete with a mouthful of marbles. So being able to just talk through what you're doing and just persevere with it. It is one of those things that will take time, but don't give up. If you really want to enjoy the live streaming, which I love it, persevere with it. That's all. That's my suggestion for you. Oh, we have a new member. Siobhan has become a member. Siobhan, thank you so much. I just wrote a note that I need to create a new, some new overlays for new members, and I'll need to make one for here for when I'm streaming here on Ecamm, and then I'll need to make one that's exciting for over on StreamYard. So yeah, but thank you and welcome. A pocket shawl. When I think of a pocket shawl, I'm thinking of it's a big thick scarf, like they're normally extra wide, and the bottoms of it have got pockets. Am I thinking of the same thing that you're making? Shannon says I'm finishing up a cowl because it's getting cooler here. Absolutely. While it's heating up here, we've just moved into spring. I know that for a lot of you, it is actually cooling down. So that is awesome. Leanne is making some Christmas projects and has sparkling water next to me today. I'm actually like, right, I'm ready to give everything for the Soda Stream a bit of a clean out and a zhuzh up because it's time to make the sparkling water regularly again. Kelly says I haven't been able to dedicate much time to my socks either, so I'd have to beat myself up too. Fair enough. Chintamani is also celebrating 23 months of membership. Oh my gosh, we're going to hit the 2 years so soon. Oh my gosh. Melissa loves that I'm wearing my top. Thank you, Melissa. I love wearing my top. And I've bought extra yarn for more tops. I'm now no longer afraid to make myself a wearable. You are very welcome, Home Rapid Repair. Very welcome. Also, just as a side note, for Home Rapid Repair and those of you that are interested in the live streaming stuff, as of next week, I will be having regular lives over on that channel. It'll be on the first one will be a Sunday night for US and Monday morning for Australia. And I'm going to play around with the times of it to find a good time that suits most people. But we're going to have a regular live over there for asking lots of great questions as well. Working on my tulle in cream and blue grey tweed. Did I see a photo of that in the fun zone? And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's looking gorgeous. It is a wide scarf. Yeah. Okay. I drink fizzy. I drink icy fizzy water constantly. My poor soda stream has to work hard all year round. Look, I tend to not drink so much like cold stuff. Like, I'm a tap water girl. Like, is that sad? That's sad, isn't it? I like tap water. So when it starts to heat up, then I go the soda stream. So yeah. Yeah. Let me look here. Perfect. Looking forward to the Sunday evenings USO time on your other channel. Awesome. That is awesome. It'll be good to see you there. I got to keep going. I got to keep crocheting. I could just keep reading the comments, but I need to crochet. Otherwise, I'll never get this blanket finished. I'll be lucky if this blanket is finished by next winter. And then we have to start talking about what the next project's going to be. We've done, like, I'm always a bit like, I get a bit like, oh, I really need to do some more knitting, or I need to do some more stuff. But my next project, I've got all this gorgeous maker cotton, but I also have coming on its way some Hobie yarns, which when they arrive, I'll do an unbagging of the whole lot. And then as I'm using up the yarns, I'll do reviews of what I actually felt about using the yarns. But I'm like, do I want to crochet another blanket, or do I want to knit a top? So you guys, let me know in the chat, what would you like to see next for the regular streams after this blanket is finished? Now, this blanket's still got a ways to go, okay? Like, I've still got to put in another sort of 40 centimeters of blanket length, plus we still need the border. Not sad. I drink tap water too. That's great. Our tap water here is nice too, so no need to add the fizz. Yep, absolutely. What happens though for me is when it gets really hot, the back of my throat gets really dry, like where it's like I'll drink tap water, but the back doesn't get it, so the fizzy does. So yeah, it's like overshare. Tap water in summer, fill the jug in the fridge. Yep. Bub Curran is in the house. Hello, Bub. Great to see you've made it. So let me know what you would like to see next. I do need to double check with designers and what have you that I'm allowed to do their project while on camera. I know not everybody does that and they just show what they're working on, but I'm not a designer. And I definitely like to make sure that the people who've gone to the effort to create something get their kudos. And I always put links to their patterns in the description. More spinning would be nice. I'm planning on doing some more spinning for the next productivity stream. So that's the 3rd Saturday of the month. So I will do some more spinning on that one. I got to finish off that purple. And I just, I haven't done any spinning since the last spinning stream. So 3rd Saturday of the month. That's next Saturday, I think. Let me just double check. Calendar. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, next Saturday. Well, it'll be Saturday for us in Australia, Friday for those of you on the northern side of the world. I shared a pic when I unpacked it earlier in the week. Just takes just over an hour per row. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of time. I remember when I was doing my queen and I was like, oh man, how long does it take? But it really only took 15 minutes per row. So, except when I was on camera, it took way longer when we were doing it in live streams. Because, when I'm just sitting and crafting and not talking and not watching technology or checking comments, then, You think we should do a top-down knitted top? I definitely have a lot of knitted tops in my queue now. I've been adding some more things in, some different shapes and styles and things for me to try. And I like the top-downs because I can try them on as I go. Just to make sure they're still fitting for me. Like I'm got a very disproportionate body. So I have a size 18 torso, but size 22 arms. So that's Australian sizing. So I think that's it's a 16 body, 20 arms US sizing. I think you go down a size for the US. I think. But yeah, so my torso versus arms are not proportionate. So it always makes it tricky, A, buying tops, and B, making tops. So hopefully, like a lot of the top down ones, there's room to adjust, things that you can do to create a larger arm opening. Whereas when I'm making the bottom up tops or the piece tops, like as in all the pieces, it tends to be a lot, like A, you can't try it on as you go, and B, it tends to be a lot harder to make some adjustments because you've had to, like, I normally make my adjustments, like I make the top half of a sleeve and then make the adjustments in the bottom half of the sleeve. So A, it's less noticeable, and B, that it just sort of, I can try it on as I go. So if you've got any suggestions for anything for me to read or learn from in how to adjust some patterns that I can try on as I go in other shapings, I'm definitely up for it. Are you making a toddler jumper with an intarsia cow? Because I have no intention of making a toddler jumper with an intarsia cow because A, no toddlers around, and B, me and intarsia are not friends, okay? I'm not going to lie. I get the little gappy gaps. I mean, my skills have probably improved since the last time I tried to do intarsia. But I'm not in love with intarsia as a technique. I'm more of a lace knitter rather than doing colour work for me. Is that selfish? That's so selfish, isn't it? So intarsia knitting is the action of actually like adding the pictures. Think like the 80s sweaters with the ballerina on the front with the block colors and then the image. So a lot of those include intarsia work. Oh, thanks, Deb. Appreciate that. All right, we're nearly at the end of this row. My back's like, hi. You know how I was being nice to you for the last couple of days? Well, I don't like this angle that you're sitting on. Intarsia will be easy once you've made Tinner's patterns. Yeah, I mean, are you talking crochet intarsia or knitting intarsia? I've just realised that there is a... I'm not sure which one you're thinking of. Like, I can do crochet intarsia, no problems. Knit intarsia, not my favourite. I should have been more specific. I always pronounced it like hobby. Now I'm not sure which is right. I was watching one of their lives that they were doing on was it their Facebook page or their Instagram? They were doing a live somewhere, and the staff there were calling it Hobie, so that's why I've gone with Hobie. It may have been that staff person may have gotten it wrong. I don't know. It could totally happen. I don't see a problem with doing either way. So, you know, just, we know what we're talking about, right? Hobie and hobby yarns. As long as we say yarns at the end, it'll be fine. Amazing yacht destinations. Just popped in to give a thumbs up. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. Siobhan says, I'm knitting right now, crochet for the next project. Yeah, so what I've been doing is I'm crocheting here with you guys, but I'm knitting sitting on the couch. Also, I'm also crocheting Abby's blanket, which is going very slowly, which she points out quite often. She's like, you knocked out 3 blankets in 3 weeks, and now mine's taking months. I'm like, yeah. Oh, you love the Sultan range? That's from Terrific Creations. I believe that in the package that I have coming, there is one of the Sultans. I don't know if it's a Sultan Deluxe or if it's just a standard. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I will make a video when I open up the bag with my initial thoughts. I've only really used the Cotton Kings and the Merino Cotton Blend Mayflower that I used for my sweater. I haven't really used anything else from Hobie, so I'm really looking forward to some of the fun colors and just how they're doing things. And yeah, you know what? It ships from Denmark, but I put my order in. A day and a half later, I got notification and tracking that my order had shipped. And it's already halfway around the world, so I'm pretty happy about how fast the shipping is. I was looking at ice yarns as well, and I'd noticed a lot of people. Whoops, we'll just drop Morpho off and go back to Flamingo. Yeah, so I noticed a lot of people were complaining about how cheap ice yarns were, but then how expensive their shipping was to Australia. But if you actually sort of, like, I sat down and had to think about it because I was like, gosh, yeah, the postage is like $45. But in saying that, the balls of yarn were like $1 each instead of everyone else charging like, you know, $8. So I sat down and worked out like an order with like 10 or or 15 balls of yarn, and the postage was $45. I actually worked out that including the postage, it still worked out better value than lots of other places. So yeah, but the Aussie dollar at the moment is not friendly internationally. It is tanking in the toilet. So right now, other than a couple of buys, most of my stuff for the near future will be coming from Australian stores like Maker, and you know, other companies here that have brought it in, so I don't have to do the conversions because the Aussie dollar is not a happy camper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? I'll fix that up on this row. Let's not look at the number. Yeah, she is a bit. Yep. Yeah, Waffle Stick takes a bit, so she just needs to chill. I agree. I think it's because she's seeing me work on other projects that aren't hers. That's what's causing the issue. It's just like, you know, if you just worked on my project, it could have been done by now. And she's right. It wouldn't be done, but it'd be a lot further along. I did see the Attic 24 Star Bright blanket. It looks gorgeous. I am so not buying the kit, okay? I'm just not. Because if I buy the kit, then I'll have to deal with another blanket that's here. And does anyone know off the top of their head which yarns they're using in the Starbright? Because I'm going to be really honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Special DK. What is it? Something Special DK. I can't remember. What am I doing here? I'm trying to balance out this mess that I've made by adding in an extra stitch at the start, and I don't want it there anymore, without ripping back 3 whole rows for one single stitch. No offense, world, but I'm not doing that. Not at the beginning of a row. If it had been at the end, yeah, I would have fixed it, but at the front, no. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Australia Post are not awesome. No matter what they tell you, no matter what other people say, every now and again they will shock me and do something like, you know, what you actually pay for, and you're like shocked because it actually arrived in time. And everyone's like, oh my God, Australia Post are great. No, they're not. Australia Post are a big bunch of trash pandas, and they drop the ball all the time. Don't they know how important my mental health YouTube chats are? They obviously don't. You can yarn match with a bunch of Spotlight range from Turkey with ice yarns. I thought that a lot of their they were moving away from a lot of their Turkish yarns, and it was I mean, I could be wrong. I did notice that some of their yarns that I'd bought last year that were made in Turkey this year are made in somewhere else. I think it might be China. I can't remember, but the quality is totally different, and I'm not impressed, and I'm not buying them again. Stylecraft Special DK. That's it. That's the one I don't like. I like the heathers, the Stylecraft heathers that she used in the fireside blanket. Loved using those. The Special DK, it was a bit crunchy. It washed up fine. I got no issues with it once it's been used, but I have to hold that yarn and work with it for a real long time to make a blanket, and I'm not that keen. I love the color range. Don't love how it feels. I am not going to look at the pattern. I have too much to do on my list and no self-control. Then definitely don't look, because it's really cute. If I can fudge it, I don't frog to fix a mistake. Yeah. I can't buy a kit for crochet as I'm such a loose bub current. Do you know what? I thought the same thing. I really did. I thought, oh, I'm going to have to work really hard to try and get gauge on these blankets, because I bought 2 of the Attic 24 kits. I will say right now, I was never in fear of running out of colours, to the point where I actually was able to add additional rounds on the outside because I had so much left over, and I'm a loose crocheter also. So I had not really bought kits either, but and I can't recommend buying all the kits, but I bought the fireside kit and I bought the springtime kit, and I had leftovers on both, and I am a very loose crocheter. I'm not the biggest fan of the Special DK. I found other acrylics I like more, but boy, they win in the colour range. They really do, and I totally understand why designers use them, because the colour range is amazing. But I just wish it was nicer yarn. Francis, this is exactly right. The problem with Australia Post is their service is inconsistent. One part might be great, and the next isn't. Look, I had 2 parcels that I shipped out on the same day to similar parts of town, like a suburb next to each other, but, you know, like over the other side of town. So it was Brisbane to Brisbane, but Brisbane south side to Brisbane north side. One of the parcels arrived in a day and a half. Oh, hello, big giant chunky knot. You'll be coming out. The other parcel floated around for 3.5 weeks, and we ended up having to put in like a please where's my parcel thing. And you know, when it arrived, there was nothing wrong with the labeling, there was nothing wrong with anything. It was just a mess. So I don't like the inconsistencies. It does my head in. But you know, we don't have any choices here. I either use Australia Post or I don't post. Courier companies are coming to the play for bigger things, but they're still way more expensive. I wasn't going to either, but I had a $15 gift voucher. Sometimes the gift vouchers, they like do give you just enough to go, it's worth it. John has the opposite problem. He crochets so tight that he's going to need more yarn. So is that because you'll need to make more squares to make the size of the blanket? What am I? Oh, yeah, no. I'm doing the right thing. For a second there, I thought I was doing the wrong thing. It's all good. It's all good. I'm like, oh my God, am I supposed to just be going all the way across? No. I'm definitely out of whack here. Having the live streaming and the back and the blanket all going at the same time. Oh gosh, Aramax is hilarious. I would like to know who at Couriers Please thought just rebranding was going to solve their problems. Like, yeah, nope. My mate has been waiting for Hobie for over a month. It was in Australia a month ago. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. And because you watch the tracking, you see it just leaves Denmark and it's here, and you're like, it's here and it's in the sorting center. How hard is it to get at that next step? Like, please, someone just put it on a truck. Or, like, just let me know and I'll drive an hour to go and get it. Like, seriously. Just let me know where it is and I'll just go and pick it up. We were actually, one thing I'll say is earlier in the year, Abby had managed to get herself some Harry Style tickets from a friend of a friend. And they were going around in circles. Like, she was going to miss the concert if we didn't get this thing sorted. And we were actually able, really luckily able, to get onto somebody who was able to hold it at a sorting centre. And we were actually able to go and pick it up the day before the concert, which was such a relief for Abby and for me as well. But that day was like one of the good days for Australia Post customer service, and I'll always ring their bell when they do something amazing. But it just doesn't happen very often. And that one wasn't like it was their fault. The sender had put a wrong postcode on, right street address, wrong postcode, so it kept going. It kept, because they auto sort and they auto sort by the postcode, so it was actually in the wrong way. It was like in the wrong postage area. So we were like, look, we can just come and get it. Like, can you pull that from... So they were able to pull it and put it in a manual spot and hold it and wait. And we jumped in the car and drove straight over and grabbed it. So, you know, but I can't do that for every parcel, right? I wish I could. I'd just be like, dude, I'm just going to come to you. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, no. Did I say Couriers Please? Sorry. Yes, it was Fastway. Fastway. What did Couriers Please change to? I think Aramex bought Couriers. I think they've bought both now. Oh, yes. Yes, anything in rows needs more rows to make it the size. Yep. Look, I'll tell you what. I've not had good experiences with Sendle. I won't use Sendle again. Unless anything has changed, you can't track your parcels properly. And yeah, it was not an awesome experience for me. My Queen kit came from the Wool Warehouse in the UK, special DK, so that could probably get more of. Haven't made the Queen yet. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, like with the special DK and those sorts of yarns, the colour batches are pretty good as well. I was going to use the blanket to make a granny square blanket. Oh, yeah, Couriers Please is Aramex in disguise. Yeah, yeah, because I think it's all one company now, but they keep the branding. No, because I've seen my Couriers Please guy who used to turn up in his yellow van, and he now arrives in an Aramex van with my Couriers Please parcels. But they still have Couriers. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. Good morning, Gamer Widows. And you could be right as well there, Siobhan. It could be dependent from state to state too, because we are in different states. But yes, shipping nightmares. Getting things shipped while having an online digital world, being able to order things. I love it. I do get frustrated by some of the postage options. One thing I'll say is that if I've got the option to buy something from Amazon and use the Amazon postage service, like their courier company, I'll go that way every time. They're fantastic. My local deliverer is great. I got a message that I have a parcel coming today. No idea what it is. Okay. Surprise. I got a message this morning saying, hey, you've got something coming from Bendigo. And I'm thinking, what if I ordered from Bendigo? But then I remember there was a split order that I'd ordered and it was not everything came. But I have no idea. Like, they missed a few things, but I have no idea which. What have I done there? Oh, okay. No. That's where I joined the yarns. That's fine. That's fine. Just keep going, Chantelle. Just keep going. No, what is that? Did I work in... Hang on. Oh, yeah, it is. It just needed to be pulled tighter. All good. Nothing to see here. Ozpost delivered my parcel to a completely different suburb on the other side of the city. Yeah, I will say that. I did have an I did have an Amazon order that went by Australia Post that ended up totally on the other side of town. And luckily the lady who received it was this amazing person who contacted me to say, hey, your parcel's here. What do you want me to do? And I was like, please just, I really appreciate that. Just drop it into a post box and we'll give it, because everything on it was correct. It should have come here. And then it eventually arrived. So, and she was so lovely. Couriers, please fire many of their drivers and hire new ones. Aramex picked up many of the fired workers. Okay, that could be it then. Terrific says, I'm in regional Victoria, so Ozpost is literally the only option. Oh, it's very frustrating. Like, I've had friends who've tried to utilize like the Officeworks inter-store deliveries, where you can drop it off at your Officeworks and it'll arrive by an agreed upon time at another Officeworks store. And I think that was useful, except it wasn't there at the agreed time and it was late. And it was supposed to be there on like a particular day, and it needed to be picked up that day. I've been getting a lot of emails, and now I've got them automatically flagging and going to spam, because that's what they are, and that's all they deserve. But yes, please do not click the links in emails. Always go directly to a website to check your trackings. So, same thing happened with Amazon. Someone across town ordered a rice cooker. It came to me. Free rice cooker. Oh man, did you like let them know? I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental. I'm not going to be judgmental. Our local delivery driver for Ozpost, however, is my favourite person. He knows the drill. Hand all the parcels to the 3-year-old. Get cute, thank yous. See, mine know the drill too. Like, put them at the door so I don't have to open the door and risk the dog and the cat getting out. In my case, it was opened up by the person it was delivered to. They decided knitting tools, want them, and put them back into... I think there's a typo. I don't know. Usually, so many text messages in the wee hours of the morning. Had one at 4 a.m. I think I've got spam option on my phone as well. I'm just checking. Messages. No. Yeah, I've got spam in my phone messages as well. And yeah, there's a lot going through there. I just don't even open them. Oh, hang on. I've just got a message from Maker, and I'm just checking to see if there's a special deal that you guys need to know about. So, it's totally sidetracked. Come back here. Oh. A big promo for the clear as cotton at $8.50 a ball in all the gorgeous colours. Because it's hot here and cotton's what we're going with. Okay. Yeah, my phone automatically puts it into spam as well. Absolutely. My local delivery driver is awesome. One day I wasn't home, so he delivered it to my dad's around the corner. Same surname. Awesome. Oh, it had your address on it. It was a total mess up. Yeah, well then it's yours if it's got your address on it. And if it's Amazon, that person will be able to go, hey, it never arrived, and they'll get one. They'll get another one. I personally wouldn't want the... do I want a rice cooker? I've got a rice cooker, so I don't need a rice cooker. We are powering through this second row here. So... did we decide what I'm going to be making next? We didn't decide. I haven't even decided. Do you guys want to see my silver top? My hands need a little break from the crochet, and I need to move my back. So I'm going to pop this down in just a second, and I'm going to grab my top just to show you where it's up to. I'm not going to work on it because it's a ranunculus and it's a paid pattern, and I haven't spoken to the designer. But I can totally... some of these sweaters, like once you get past some of the shaping and stuff and you're just doing the round and rounding, I could totally do that on camera. The round and rounding, that's what I call that, when it's like, okay, body time. Francis's thing has arrived. Is it exciting stuff, Francis? You need to tell us. We need to know. Is it something exciting or something boring? Because every now and again, like, you've got a thing coming. It's like, woohoo, what's my thing? What's my thing? And you're like, oh, boring, lame. Lame thing of lameness. I was so excited for a second. Not anymore. We'll get to the end of this row and then we'll have a little pause so I can stretch my back a bit. I realized last night I actually have not left the house since I think the 30th of October. So since the last Caffeinated Crafters Saturday meet up. And it's because I busted my leg up and it's my leg for the accelerator and the brake in my car. So no driving. I'm just trying to think if someone's driven me somewhere. Oh, no. Lies. Tim took me to the Hyperdome and I did some clothes shopping. That's right. I did that. I think that was it. Where are we? Oh, very exciting. It's a jumbo ball winder I bought off Marketplace. Oh, nice. Tomorrow I have a pair of New Balance sneakers coming and the Buckaroo Bonsai novel that the movie was based on. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't like it when you get like we tried to deliver it and you're like sitting there. I used to complain bitterly. We used to have at one stage I had this terrible Australia Post driver, and I work from home. I am just about always here, and this one day I was expecting a parcel. I knew it was coming. I'd received the email saying, "Hey, it's being delivered today." So I stayed where I could see the front gate. And they literally pulled up, jumped out of their van, and put an already written card in my letterbox. And I went, "Oi, I'm here." And they're like, "Oh." And they didn't even have my parcel on board. I still had to, they were like, "Oh, another driver is actually is dropping it up at Australia Post." They didn't have any parcels on board. They were just running around carting people, and another driver was taking a total load up to Australia Post for us to all go and pick it up. And I tell you what, I complained hard, and I didn't see that driver again. I'd say a few people must have been complaining because it was really annoying. Because not everybody can get to the post office, and we rely on the fact that it's delivered to the house. Anyway, I got an exciting package last week. My dad got sick of listening to me whinge about my wheel and bought me a new one. What? Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Hey, Sue Singleton, great to see you. All the way, I don't know what that one is. I went out yesterday to catch up with people. We made butter and soda bread and ate both with my marmalade. That sounds fun too. Yeah, and it wasn't like they just, wrote all the cards and then after they finished driving around carting everybody, they went to Ozpost. They were not holding the parcels. I'm like, so you didn't try to deliver it at all? Buttocks. I'm trying not to get grumpy about that. That was a while ago now. Postage services. I think every country has its issues. I'm sure Australia is not alone in the fact that we have trash pandas in charge of our delivery services. I'm actually after I saw some photos of Emma's marmalade making, and I had some marmalade in the fridge, not homemade, just purchased, and I felt so let down. I was like, you know what? I haven't made jams in a really long time. I used to make them all the time. I used to sell jam. I definitely need to get in and make some more marmalade. But I've never had soda bread, I don't think. I definitely want to try that too. And I have not made... Have I made homemade butter? I've made homemade margarine. But I don't think I've made butter. The homemade margarine wasn't great. I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't... I didn't like it. It had a funny aftertaste. I used to make a 3 fruits marmalade where I would use mandarins, oranges, and lemon. Was it lemon? I think it was lemon. My favourite jam out of the jams I used to make was a kiwi fruit and apple jam. That was my favourite. But out of just jam in regular, it's apricot jam. But I don't have access to enough apricots to make jam. It would make a lovely gift. Hint, hint. That's what I used to do. Me and a girlfriend, we would, in a few months leading up to Christmas, we would go hard. We would make strawberry jam, marmalades, biscotti, homemade Swiss mixes, and then at Christmas, everyone would get these massive bags of like 4 different types of jams, like these just enormous bags. And then if they brought the jam jars back, they got an extra jar the next year. But yeah, I'm sure that there would be some people in my family who would also be quite happy if I jumped in and started making jams again. I'd have to check my jar sitch. I don't know if I've got enough jars. I've got enough jars to knock myself out a couple of jams, but I don't have enough jars to do that. We used to go to a glass jar company that's not too far from here and go and buy a box of jars and lids. Because when you buy jars, you don't get the lids automatically. That's FYI. Let's turn off the Flamingo for a second. I just need to... It's time to stretch, everybody. Okay. This is the grey silk top I'm currently working on. I'm just going to move my chair a little bit. Hopefully sitting on the edge of it like this doesn't break it. My tea is cold and it needs a top up. You know, using my Yeti as a tea, like as just as a thermos for topping up my cup, it feels like totally underutilized, honestly. Oh, Budrum ginger marmalade. Oh my gosh. I also love lime marmalade. It's like, and pineapple jam. Oh my gosh. Abby's never had my homemade pineapple jam. She didn't like pineapple when I used to make jam, so she never had it. She did, however, like the strawberry. Okie dokie. So I'm using the old Fiberific Milky Way silk, which is it's 500 yards for 100 grams. I actually think it's longer. I really do think that's I was going by what the manufacturer stated. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little longer, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 500 meters instead of 500 yards at all. But either way, it's, according to the manufacturer, it's 500 meters or 500 yards per 100 grams. This is still the first ball. No, is it? This is the second ball. This is the second ball. The first ball lasted all the way to just here. So all the top, and I've only just joined on, that was the join. So I've only just put in this much out of the second ball so far. And I've done the cast off for the back, or the front, one of them, because I'm doing the little split side thing. Come here. I'm doing a little split side thing rather than the ribby thing. I don't like the ribby thing. I like mine to flow. So I tried it on and it's pulled all the stitches. I'm really hoping that blocking it fixes that. But anyway, And now I'm up to doing the back part or the other part of this little edging just on this side, and then I've got to add on my long sleeves. So then it's all ready to rock and rumble, and it feels amazing. Every year I think about making gifts, but I always run out of time. Jam is one of those gifts that I love, that I can actually start working on it like a little earlier than you would think, like depending on the jam and how you make it. But well-made jam can last in the jars for quite some time. So I would quite often start the jam making portion of it all in like sort of October-ish. The jam will last way longer, but I start thinking about Christmas in October. So in October-ish, and then do all like the biscotti and that sort of stuff in the last couple of weeks. Well, the biscotti I would make fresh just before Christmas, but all the other stuff would be in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, it was a really inexpensive way for me to give an extravagant gift, because it wasn't just a jar of jam, it was a collection of flavors and tastes and things. So I'm sure that, oh, and the other one was there was a tomato chutney that I used to make. Like my mum and her partner just loved it to pieces, and they would actually get me to make it whole batches for them through the year. But yeah. So yeah, so that's where that one's at. But I do need to fix, there's a line here. You can see the line. That's not the yarn changing color line, like changing yarn line. That's where I put in a lifeline and tried it on. And I need to go through and just fix it everywhere. Because when you pull it, so I think when I block it, it'll be fine. Because it sits much more evenly when you pull it. There's still little bits and pieces here and there, but it's a lot less noticeable. So I think blocking's going to save this one. Okay, back to the new color. It's dice roll time. It's dice roll. Homemade pestle. Yeah, roll actually, the dice. Got some choose the next color. Basil, so we might get to do a homemade pestle this year. Alrighty, let's roll the dice. I've made plum jam last year, as we have a huge tree in the back. I still have 10 jars. Oh my gosh. I love plum jam. 2. Morpho again. Oh gosh. Alright. Jen says, saying, all this jam talk is making me hungry. I need toast. Yeah, it's a bit like that sometimes, isn't it? And we all have like a favorite child, like a memory jam. For me, it was I don't know if you guys know it, but in Australia we have a company called Golden Circle, and they used to do a can of plum jam, and my mum used to buy it. And I love the canned plum jam. Like I don't really enjoy the jar stuff so much from other companies, but there's just something about the canned plum jam that Australia's, I want to say Golden Circle did it, but maybe they didn't do it. But yeah, I just remember, I remember when Mum would open it. She would open one side of the tin and take the lid off, then flip it over and put it in a container, and then undo the other side and lift it out, and it would stay can shaped. Oh, yeah. And she'd have to like mush it down with a spoon. The memories that we have from childhood, right? Blocking makes yellow. I don't know. My kid was talking to a teacher about making marmalade. She said she loves homemade marmalade, and another teacher heard her, and 3 jars are heading to school. 6 jars went yesterday to the gathering. Yeah, it's one of those things. And one of the things I love about well-made marmalade is that you actually don't need a ton of oranges to do a few jars. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to go out and buy like 47,000 oranges. It goes a long way. You need a lot of sugar, but you don't need a lot of everything else. My brother is getting a jar today. I'm going to need to make more. Yeah. Loved. Oh, maybe it was SPC. The SPC canned jam. It could have been SPC. That brand was around. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up, you know. I'm going to have to like see if I can find like who did it, cuz I'll remember the packaging on the can when I see it. I'll be like, that's it. Oh my god. What would be really funny if it's actually still available somewhere? IXL canned jam, maybe they do jam as well. Oh, the dark plum jam was Golden Circle. Thank you. Thank you. It was dark plum jam. Absolutely it was. Sorry, I've just realised I'm like all scrunched down and hunched in a corner. Because my back doesn't like me. Internet is a pain today, disconnecting every 10 minutes. I'm going to go and catch everyone next. Vampire, I'm sorry your internet is being bummish. I hope you have an awesome week. I got the fan on in here because it is hot in this room. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, I think it was the Golden Circle Dark Plum Jam. I wonder if it's still available. Because I know there's stuff that you can get from Golden Circle that is not in all the grocery stores. So maybe it's a thing. And many years ago when I worked in a bakery, we used to use a raspberry plum jam on all our like jam-filled donuts and cream donuts. The little bloop dot or the wiggly line, that was all a plum raspberry jam. That jam was good too. I don't know the brand though, but I liked that one. I liked it because it was sweet but had like a little kick to it, like a little tang from the raspberry. But it was also a fantastic colour, which is why I think they used it. I have this fantastic recipe book called Jams, Jellies and Conserves. It's so old. I don't even know, I can't even remember who published it, but it's where a pile of my favourite recipes are out of. And they're all such amazing, like, usually I would test a recipe. It got to the stage where I was like, if I've got the ingredients, I know this is going to work. Oh, I can imagine dark cherry jam. I love cherries, so cherry jam would be amazing, I'm sure. Where can I get cherry jam from? I don't even know. Hey Jenny Towns, great to see you. Just popped in, been playing croquet all morning. I love the top you're knitting, but just caught the tail end. It's a ranunculus. So it's a variation on the ranunculus. So instead of the, you know, sort of croppish top with a whole pile of the open ribbing, I ditched that, made it a longer top, and this did a little split border. And I also make it so that it sits a little bit more, like the pattern calls for 47 centimeters of positive ease. I go for more like 15 to 20 centimeters of positive ease. So yeah. Oh, it doesn't look like Golden Circle make any sort of jam. That's disappointing. I used to love that jam. But thank you for checking, Chintamani, because that was on my, I was going to be doing that after when I was making my lunch. But yes, I've been loving the ranunculus, and I've been hitting up my Ravelry projects and adding in like a whole pile of other tops and things that I will work with my workwear. And I've ordered in some cottons and cotton blends to make more tops with. Because, you know, I can buy pants, but buying tops is a real pain in the butt. So I'm going to just start making some of my own. I've always looked at these people who are like, I'm making my wardrobe. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. now I'm like, I'm making my wardrobe. Well, I'm making parts of my wardrobe. I use my grandma's recipes. I've started making them because I really like good jam and marmalade and she's not around to make it. Yeah, that's the thing. Ranunculus. Ranun. Yeah, that's correct. So if you go to Ravelry and search for ranunculus, it is not a free pattern. It is worth every cent. Buy the pattern. Click it and buy it. I wish I was getting commissions. I am not. But seeing people in gorgeous clothing that they've made for themselves that fit, I am all for that. I am all for that. Jenny, this top here that I'm wearing right now, actually, this is also a ranunculus, but I made it a short sleeve version. So, yeah, and this one's in this one's in organic cotton. So, ranunculus with short sleeves for me. Back to the big screen. I'm also going to be grabbing, using some of the, I've got some gorgeous, I don't know how to say it, Krea, Krea organic cotton that I get from My Little Hook. So from Erin Elise, she sells this gorgeous organic cotton that she uses specifically for her amigurumis. I think it would also make gorgeous tops. So I've got some of those that I've purchased for amigurumis that I'm going to utilize for a top. I do need to go in and buy a color. Like I've got there's a gradient, but I'm missing like a second color, but then I've got 4 out of 5. So I am going to go and order that extra ball and maybe a second ball of the top color or maybe the top 2 colors. I don't know. I'll see. Because this one here only took 205 grams of 4-ply cotton. So I'm not going to need like a ton. And Kelly, I saw that your Bendigo ranunculus is looking good. How are you feeling about that? Here we go. Bone Mammon makes a yummy cherry conserve you can get at the supermarkets. Bonne Mammon. Can somebody send me that as a thing so that I can remember to look? Oh, something else I wanted to do. Oh, undo. Oh man, okay. Kelly, I've accidentally timed you out. I can't untime you out. I wanted to test the new timeout tool and I don't get all the options. I thought I was going to... So there's new timeout feature where instead of the standard 5 minutes of timeout, and I'm so sorry, Kelly, you would normally click the timeout button, and when you click that, you get a list of all different times to time them out for. So I thought I could just click the timeout button and then I was going to get a choice of the things. I got no choice, and it just timed you out, and I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Kelly says, I have my project page open, Sal's Crochet. How is yours going? Yeah. I was looking at your top in the mini PC, and I was wondering if it was the same. It is. Yeah. Kelly wasn't being naughty. I just thought it was the safest thing to do was with somebody who understood if I screwed it up. But now it's just like, I didn't think I was going to screw it up, but just in case. Oh my gosh. Poor Kelly. 5 minutes of timeout. Oh, thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. Man. Sorry, Kelly. I'm so sorry. If I could untime you out, I would. But that's also frustrating because it's another feature that's rolling out. And Kelly's link has disappeared. It has. Oh my gosh. Because I timed her out. All of her comments have disappeared. Oh, so frustrating. Hang on a second. I've got it here. Where would it be? Where would it be? 'Cause... 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 'C Add to broadcast. I can't cut and paste it, but yeah, it's on Ravelry. If you just type ranunculus into Ravelry, it comes straight up. Sally's popped a link in. Thank you, Sally. Oh my gosh, what about it? Talk about a comedy of errors. Man, I was just going to grab a screenshot of something for video and I can't even do it. How frustrating is that? So annoying. Thank you, Sally, for sharing Kelly's link again. Poor Kelly. She's probably laughing at me. Hopefully she's not angry. No, I think she'd be laughing. Or at least smiling. That's where I'm going with in my brain. She's sitting at her desk, having a smirk, and not hating me forever. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm happy, Sally, that you're able to drop that in for us. Appreciated. So who here in the chat has actually made themselves a garment that is in their regular wardrobe rotation? Like, I've got some things that I've made that are like for special or for if it's too, if it's cold, but which in Queensland, not regular wardrobe rotation. This is now my first. And I plan to have others. On my Ravelry profile, a Fibrific Shanti Ravelry profile, I'm creating a workwear list. So it'll be all tops like this, top down, hopefully top down construction in lightweight yarns so that I can wear it. Oh, she said it was all good. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't say regular, but they are in my wardrobe. Yeah. Yep. Well, I want them to be sort of regular. I want it, like when I'm making videos and when I'm doing stuff like that, I want to be able to make things that I can wear that will work with my linen pants and things like that. Game Widows has got some stuff in her regular. So 2 Magpie Tendency and a Bendigo handspun jumper. Fantastic. Siobhan says socks and tank tops, cardigans, and a few jumpers. Awesome. Francis has a couple of scarves and hats. Okay. That's great. That's great. All you guys down in colder places too. So you've got the advantage of being able to have in the sweaters. I've got a crocheted sweater that I've made. And I love it, but it's just too hot to wear in our Queensland winter. I'm seriously contemplating frogging it and reclaiming the yarn for something else. But then what? So it's staying there. Socks, jumpers, and cardies for Knit Spin Girls. Tops and 3 cardigans. I don't currently have any wearables, but it's one of the reasons why I'm learning to knit. Yeah, look, as an avid lover of crochet, living in the subtropics, I don't tend to wear too many crochet wearables. Now, I used to make, they're all dead because they got worn to death, but I used to make these little sort of open lacy cover cardigans. So I would wear a tank top around the house, but then when it's time to go and pick up my daughter from school, I grab one of these and throw it on. And I had a few of them and I wore them a lot and I really like them. They were great. But other than that, I haven't really, I don't wear crochet jumpers or anything like that. So getting more into my knitting and being more confident that, hats count, Shannon, hats count. Getting more confident in my skills because I've sewn myself some clothes before, but I've not worn them really out of the house because I'm not confident that when I stand up from sitting that there won't be a gaping hole. So, But I mean, I can sit at home in hours in them and there's no issue. Like, I'm sure they're probably fine, but I'm not confident in them to wear them out of the house. Oh dear. All right, let me just switch back to the Morpho. No, switch back to that one. That one. Flamingo. So Sal's has 3 blur jumpers in crochet and 1 or 2 knit jumpers and a top I designed and another 2 crochet tops. That sounds awesome. I want that. I want more things. I want to be able to choose what I want to wear. The other thing is I've bought a few sort of tank sleeveless tops. They're wide, but they're sleeveless. And I need to make some like little short sleeved cardies to go over them. So I found a pattern for those too. Lightweight, short sleeved. So that I can feel confident when I'm out and about. And still be cool, because it gets hot here. It gets really hot, and you don't want to be wearing layers if you can avoid it. Oh, what have I done there? I just totally split some yarn. There we go. Oh, no. That needs to go in the same one there. Give it a gentle bloop, bloop, and then into the front loops. Get out of the way, tail. Oh my goodness. You're just thwarting me at every turn. This pink and this blue look so amazing together in real life. Like the camera, for those of you that are new here, the colors on the camera are not the colors of this blanket, okay? Like, it's just how it is. The camera cannot cope with this pink. This is the most brightest eye melting pink you've ever seen. It's not just eye melting, it's lens melting. So for my next project, I will be making sure that the colors work on the camera, because it does do my head in every single time. I look at my hands and I'm seeing one thing. I look at the screen, I'm seeing something totally different. Oh, Kelly's back. Kelly, I'm so sorry. That was amusing. I've never been Simbin before. Yeah, it was supposed to like bring up because now you're supposed to be able to time out for like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and 24 hours, I think, are the options. And it just, but historically it was just, if you click timeout, they get 300 seconds or 5 minutes. So obviously it hasn't rolled out for me yet. Francis says, I used to sew shorts and pants myself and the kids when they were younger. I used to make a lot of Abby's clothes when she was younger. She used to like these little A-line dresses that were sleeveless dresses that were A-line, and I'd just get them in a ton of cute fabrics and just make these really light cotton dresses for her. And she used to live in them. And every time she picked that over something else, I was always so chuffed. I have socks, a cardigan and shawls, but I've just test knitted a cotton tee for Herb Garden Knitwear, and I will share when I can. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. When you can share that. I understand that you can't share things straight away when you're doing test knits. Where are we at for time? Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. My back is not happy with me right now. So I'm sorry if I'm not quite as perky as usual. Imagine if you did it for 24 hours. Oh. It was fortunate that I used you as a guinea pig. It was fortunate. And because I was like, oh, I'll use one of the mods because I'll understand if I screw it up. But I just forgot that, I didn't think that it was going to, I thought I was going to get to open it and look at the time choices, which then it didn't do. But then also B, it got rid of all of your comments, which was really annoying because you had helpful links. So, yeah, disappointment. I can see use cases for the longer timeouts. I've been in live streams before where someone every 5 minutes comes back in as a douche, but you don't want to kick them out because you know they're just having a bad day and they're not usually like that. So a timeout for until the stream is over would be nice. But yeah, just I don't know about the 10-second timeout. Like that to me is like I don't understand a use case for that. I'm sure there is one, otherwise they wouldn't put it there as an option. But being able to have shorter than 5 minutes is nice. I think 3 minutes would be good. Like the little like, hey, you know, pull your head in kind of 2-minute timeout. I get a few people that I'd like to time out like that over on another live stream I moderate. So hopefully my other channel that I log in with has it. I'll be disappointed. I wanted to do a screen grab so I could make a video on it, but I can't. There we go. I really do like the green and the pink together. Where's my phone? I'm going to take a photo to post. There we go. I do that whole move my camera away and quickly come back and take a photo. Otherwise, it ends up looking the same as what you guys see. So sometimes they're a little blurry, but you get to see the colors at least. Because this pink is lens melting. I missed a cotton, an A-line cotton dresses for my daughter's super. Yeah, that was super easy. Wiping all the previous comments is a bit much. It's part of the punishment though. Like if you're normally bad enough in a chat that someone has to time you out, there's normally a reason for it. So it's normally your previous comments. So rather than going in and individually removing them all, it's an automatically part of the. I actually don't have an issue with it. I mean, I'm sad that it happened with Kelly, because it was an accident. But with other people that I'm intentionally timing out, I'm happy that their comments disappear. Terrific Creation says, I've only ever made myself a cowl and a bunch of beanies. I like making blankets and toys. I definitely like making blankets. I have made toys and I enjoy making some toys. Like I used to make Abby, half of Abby's toys when she was younger were crochet toys. So they were cakes and things to go with her tea set. They were like little ingredients for making sandwiches, like all crochet bread and crochet lettuce and crochet tomato. So she would make all these crochet sandwiches. She had like lots of little amigurumi toys. She had her little Polly rabbit that we made extra clothes for so that she could change the dress that the Polly rabbit that we made is, well, so that she could do dress ups with it. I was trying to think what other toys she had. Oh, I felted a big ballerina, which I've still got. When Abby started getting rid of the toys, I kept that one. That one's tucked away. I could probably get it out if you guys want to see it. It was a Jenny King Designs pattern. And it was a felted ballerina with rainbow dreadlocks. So it's just tucked up and away. I know where it is. But yeah, so she used to dance with the ballerina. Oh, I think I've got to wait for the comment to come through. Here it is. I think I've mastered support spindle spinning and waiting a delivery of a Dielgan. A chap at the Blue Mountains makes them. Nice. Dielgans. Oh, and I know that's not how you pronounce it. I really do, but I can't do it. They're not really supported spindles. They're more drop spindles sort of situation, but they are fun to learn to use as well. Absolutely. Yeah. But what's really funny, like with all the toys and stuff, is years ago when Abby was little, I was actually making a toy as a commission for someone else, and Abby assumed it was going to be hers. And then when the toy and the pattern, because they lent me the pattern as well, went back, Abby was like, where's my cat? And I was just like, the cat wasn't for you, it was for someone else. And she was old enough to understand that. And she was just like, but why couldn't you make me one? I'm like, because the pattern was not mine either, and so I don't have the pattern anymore. And she's just like, oh my God, Mum, I need that cat. And even now, every now and again, she asks me when I'm making her one. So like 10 years later, she'll be like, hey, are you going to make me that Anemone cat anytime soon? Oh, yes, Jean Greenhow toys. Yes, a lot. I've got so many Jean Greenhow books. I didn't make a lot of the big dolls, but I made lots of the little things. And the snowman. He's still floating around somewhere, I think. I wonder if I could make up... That would be really cute to do like a Jean Greenhow Christmas thing. Note to self. Like a Santa and Mrs. Claus or something like that to set out on the bench for Christmas. If you don't know who Jean Greenhow is, you need to go and Google her. The cutest stuffies. Stuffies? Yeah. Jenny says, she'll remember that forever. Trust me, daughters never forget. Yeah, look, what I'm going to do is one day, if she ever has children, I'll make one for her children. So it'll be like, here you go, there's an Anemenko. Your mum really wanted one of these and I never made it for her. So we'll see how well that goes down. Yeah. So you're joining me in the knitted Christmas decorations. I don't know about that. I might make one or two things. I'm not doing like a big collection. Not a big, you know, like maybe one or two larger things, but not like a pile of, you know, things. And I'm not even definite yet. It's on my thinking list. It's not on my doing list, if that makes any sense at all. I've got to look at what is required to make one of these things. How much of it will I need to purchase? Because I want to get the colours right. And I'll show it to Abby and she can tell me if she wants me to do it. She's feeling festive already and wants to start doing the Christmas planning. So we'll see. Oh, bang. Smacked into the microphone with my crochet hook. Good job, me. Oh, thank you for the link, Sally, for Jean Greenhow's books. And you can, like, quite often pick them up on eBay and things like that. And I think still quite a few of them might even still be in print. I've got a ridiculous number of them. I don't have them all, but I have a ridiculous number of them, considering how few of them I've actually made. There was one that I really liked the idea of, which I never, like, because when I was doing it, this was when Abby was much younger. Knitting wasn't my comfort zone. Crochet was. So it was definitely more like look at them and swoon kind of situation. So, but there was this one where it was like the Storytime dolls, where you could actually flip the doll upside down, and when its dress dropped down, it was a different face at the top. I can't think of what they were called, But I really liked the idea of those as well. I make the decorations. My mother takes them home with her, so then I make more. Rinse and repeat. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I'll have to have a think about it. I've been crocheting the Australian Animal Christmas baubles from Belle and Grace HMC. They are super cute if you need ideas. Oh, I'll have to have a look. The Topsy Turvy dolls. That's them. Topsy Turvy dolls. Oh, there's a few patterns on there for free. Really? I'll have to go and check. And into the stitch without splitting it. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, is it me or the yarn? It's definitely me. Because like, if you can crochet like 99% of the stitches without splitting them, I've definitely twisted my hook or done something hinky. Are we nearly at the end of another row? We're going to have to do another dice roll. Oh, Abby just scared the life out of me. The Australian Animal Christmas baubles. Oh, I'm going to have to check it out. Do you think, Jancy, would you mind popping a link for that over in the Fibrific Fun Zone so I could find it a bit easier? That'd be great. We had I made a Cinderella one. Oh, nice. Leanne said we had a sewn one of Goldilocks. The wolf terrified me as a child. Yeah, I can imagine it would. Oh, can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got a video coming on Saturday for Australia and Friday for US peeps. And if you're a member, you'll be getting it earlier. So there is a new video coming out this week. So you can check that out and let me know in the comments of that video if you liked it. I really appreciate the comments. I'm trying to bring out a few a month. I would like to get into a one a week kind of situation. I'm not quite there yet, but a couple a month is a good starting point for me. Get back into the role of creating regular videos. We are close to the end. So what colour do you want next? Like, don't get me wrong, I'd rather it not be Morpho. What have we got here? Green, purple. More purple. Orange from Francis. That's an unusual one. I don't normally see orange coming in the list. Alrighty. It's dice roll time. Roll the dice to choose the next colour. Alrighty. Oh my goodness! It's an 8. It's an 8. So an 8 is... It's a wild card. So you guys need to jump over and vote on the wildcard. Then just give me a second because I don't think I cleared it from last time. There we go, reset. All right, jump in and vote now for the wild card. So let me, where's the wild, there we go, countdown timer, wild card. Thank you. Kelly has dropped the link. So if you can go and vote for your colours, because we got an 8. That's something different, something new and interesting. Hey, Ernesto Esperanzo, it's good to see you. Don't let the purples win. Oh, well, they might win. It's going to come down to the votes, isn't it? Okay. Alrighty, so let's go over to our screen share. Okay. You know what would be good if you had a rainbow yarn, so just one yarn and it would surprise what color. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, but then you guys wouldn't need to vote. So I'm going to click the show results. So let's see how you went. It was the purple. The purple. Oh, no, it's a tie. Oh my gosh. It's a tie between the anemone and the purple. What do we do when that's the case? We don't have any rules for when it's a tie. Do we just roll? I mean, I can't just roll. Oh, okay. What we can do. All right. I've got an idea. Oh, you needed to see the blanket to choose. Well, neither the green nor the green hadn't been used in ages. Well, what I'm thinking is, so let me know in the chat, would you prefer to vote again or let me roll with the odds being purple and the evens being green? What do you guys think? I need to just... We choose purple, that's what we do. But it was an even, like, vote 35% or 35.71. So are we going to just re-roll with the odds being purple and the evens being green? And we'll see what happens. Roll. Okay, we're getting some roll happening. Okay, so let's just jump back to... Here we go. Alrighty, we're going to roll. Alrighty, so odds are purple, evens are green. It's an odd. Odds are purple and evens are green, so it's a green. It's been a long time since we've had a green, like purple, 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 and the last green was all the way back here. So, there we go. Why is Kelly saying no? What's going on? Did I miss something in the stream? Well, there we go. Now we have a future plan for if we get a tie in the straw poll. Leanne's very happy. Leanne is exceptionally happy. Leanne is Team Green all the way, never changes, never wavers. She's like a Collingwood supporter. Abby has recently become a Collingwood supporter. What have I got here that's hinky? There we go. Wait, odds are purple, even as green. Sue is right. Oh my gosh. I just kept saying it over and over and I still screwed it up. Odds are purple and even is green. Oh my gosh. Isn't 5 an odd? Yes, the answer is 5 isn't odd. Odds are purple. Okay, alright. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it, alright? I still wanted it to be green. So Leanne's not happy. Leanne was happy that I screwed it up. Good on you, Leanne. I'm fixing it. Gosh. Thanks. Oh, that's why you were sad, because you wanted green. Oh, I understand now. See, I just wanted green, so I was just like, whatever. I'll just remake the rules. Oh well, we fixed it. You guys are hilarious. I mean, I'm dumb, obviously, but you guys are hilarious. But we fixed it. We're doing the purple because odds were purple and even was green. Oh my gosh. Oh, Francis, that sounds like a really big time for him. Gosh, my fingers are crossed that everything goes how he wants it to go. Is there a color I haven't used? Yeah, look, no, not really. I mean, there's orange doesn't get used a lot, but it still pops in every now and again. It's cool. The dice decide. I don't get to decide. Leanne went back to double check to see if I said it right. Oh gosh, that's kind of funny. Oh, sorry, Leanne. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. Maybe next week we'll get a green. Maybe we just need to get like a dice that is just all green number, like a single, like like you roll the dice no matter what you roll. What is green? You roll a 6. Kelly says, loving the live streams. It's making me laugh and smile so much. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you guys enjoy your time here, because it does feel like I ask a lot of you to be here for such a long time, and you stay. So I'm happy that you enjoy the time you spend here. This is such a good purple though. Like, while I definitely wanted it to be green for the blanket, it is such a good purple. I might have to do a little bonus members only stream next month for all those members that have joined, because it's 2 years of members. I'll have to think about that. I'll add that to my list of thinking, because it's a special thing. 2 years is a long time. Yeah, it's going to be okay, everyone. She's going to be fine. Sue says the weeks when I'm away for work and I can't join in, I really miss it. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost forgot today and I had to take my daughter to school. Then she went to the gym, and then when I got home I was reading a new book, and I remembered when the YouTube reminder popped up. Well, at least you got the YouTube reminder. Kelly Poll has gifted 5 memberships. Oh my gosh. Ernesto has received a gifted membership. Sylvia has received a gifted membership. Great Lakes Gal Diane was gifted a membership. Brooding Mama was gifted a membership. Oh my gosh. Tracy S was gifted a membership. Wow. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. Everyone who's received a membership from Kelly, YouTube decide who gets the memberships. They're usually people who regularly watch the streams, or are currently in the stream usually, and you'll get free access to all the members' perks for a month. So that means that when the videos go live, you get early access to the videos. Look at all these green names in the chat now. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Let me just... because we do know that we have people who don't always chat in the chat, but watch, like they lurk, and they have it on while they're doing other things. So welcome to the lurkers and the workers. We have heaps of thumbs up, so clearly we're all enjoying. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of thumbs ups in there. Yeah, green names. I secretly win. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Awesome group of people. It is, Shannon. It's an amazing group of people that I get to hang out with every single week. It's so good. Oh, is that a knot or is it just a hiccup? Oh, it's just a hiccup. That's good. I'm like, man, what are the knots today? But not knots. Not knots? Not knots. Goodness me. Yeah, Leanne's like, woohoo. Deb says, I've just had the air conditioning repairman here, so I have been lurking. Is your air conditioner repaired, or is you like, oh, I've got to get parts? Fingers crossed that your air conditioner is up and going. Yeah, pity the mods aren't in green. No, that's right. It's blurple. It's a bluey purple. I mean, I don't get to choose the color for mods, but if I did, it would probably be something very similar to what you've got there. I can feel, you know, when you pull and the yarn is like taut and you're like, oh man, I'm going to hit yarn buff again, aren't I? Yeah, we had all our air conditioners cleaned up late last year, so we should probably open them up and give them a bit of a check over before we need to use them too much, eh? It's usable, but they do have to come back. Well, at least it's usable, so that's something. But I have been noticing that while the days are hot, the nights cool down enough. That's normally when I get the most curmudgeonly, is when it's so hot I can't sleep properly, and then the day is so hot, so there's like no relief. Oh, look, there we go. I had to get another knot. I mean, seriously. Go back a little, so I've got enough for weaving it in. So does everybody cut out their knots and keep going, or am I alone in the cutting of the knots thing? Because I don't like... Every now and again, like, I suppose it depends on the knot. Every now and again, it'll be like such a small knot that you're like, I can probably get that on the back rather than the front. But those are big, like, giant, fluffy knots of mayhem. So I don't want them in my work. Leanne cuts them. Siobhan says all knots get severed. Yep. Let me have a look here. I cut mine. I usually untie them rather than cut them. These are... I couldn't untie that. That was a mess. Cut them out. Depends on what the knot looks like. I cut them out. I don't trust they'll hold, and I like longer ends to darn in. Yeah, me too. I like nice long ends for weaving in. But yeah, just, I don't know. Like, I know not everybody does, and some people like to do these different sorts of like joins that are still knots. Some people don't care. I'm just always curious about how it goes for them long term. Some of them, look, I know people that tie knots in their yarn all the time. Never have a problem with them ever having come undone. Every time I've left a knot in, most times I've left a knot in, it's either shown in the work or it's come undone. And if I've tied my own knots, then I'm obviously a poor knot tire because my knots always come undone. I don't cut them in whirls. No. Neither do I. I try very hard to put them on the back of the work. I understand why the knots are there on the whirls, but it does really, like, it does my head in a little bit. It really does. I cut them out. I put the link in. I'm a serial local. You are a serial. It's okay. It's all good. I know this is a long stream, and if you're in Australia, it's the middle of a work day. I get it. I really do. I just appreciate you all just hanging out with me while I craft and chat about all sorts of random stuff. I've actually got some products into review. So I've got some more crochet hooks, some more knitting needles. I've got yarn coming. So I've got lots of content to be made. And I was going through my channel yesterday and cleaning out some of the old playlists because they just didn't make any sense anymore. And I was looking at the Stuff I Love videos, and I think I might be ready to start working on those. Maybe plan for one in a couple of months and have them as a once a month thing. And it'll help me to start writing down the funny things each month as well, or the things I've enjoyed. Francis says my workday starts at 3 p.m. Okay. That's nice. My workday starts at different times depending on the day and who I'm working for. It sounds like Abby has the air fryer out. And that perplexes me because I have no idea what she's air frying. Oh, unless she's pulled out the sweet potato chips. But if the air fryer's out, I know what I'm having for lunch. I've got these veggie patties that I get from IKEA, and oh my god, they're so good when you crush them into like a wrap with like some salad. So good. I'm having them. I'm gonna have two, so I can have two wraps with the veggie patty and the salad, and that would be good. And my tummy's like, yes, let's have that. That sounds good. It's exciting to hear what's coming up for your channel. Yeah, I actually created like a pile of videos this week. Some for this channel, some for the live streaming channel, big mix of both. And I want to get into the, what my goal is, okay, as my YouTube creator hat, it's on. My goal is to get back into having a video a week plus a live stream a week for each channel. And then also to have enough of the video weeks sitting ready to go so that I don't have to record every single week. So that I only have to record like 2 weeks a month instead of every single week, or even 1 week a month. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but and so that there's lots and lots of things there. But yeah, so that there's less stress, and that if something comes up or if I bust my back or whatever, instead of just having a week with nothing, there could be like, yep, there's no live stream, but you know, there's still the piece of content, the other video, the review, or the tutorial, or the whatever, the other thing. So yeah, we'll see. That's the goal. That's the end goal. So I don't know how long that'll take for me to get that into full play. For right now, I'm just getting back into the processes of creating content, making thumbnails, and uploading, as well as live streaming, because I just live streamed for a long time. So, you know, I want to get back into the habit. It takes a while to get back into habit sometimes. Game Widows is going to be having chicken and risotto. That sounds lovely. Sal's off. Have a good rest of the day and week. See you next week. Bye, Sal. Have an awesome week. Have an awesome day. Where are we at? We're nearly there. I will start the next row because I will need to get that done. I'll sit down and do it this afternoon, but I will get it started. We still have a couple of minutes. There we go. Boop. Purple is done. Purple is done. Disappointed it wasn't green. Back onto Flamingo. Leftover Chinese food for Jennifer. That sounds lovely too. I didn't have any leftovers last night. I normally make enough for there to be leftovers, but I did not make any leftovers from last night's dinner, which is a real shame because I really enjoyed it. I made like, I cut up some chicken breast and put some peri-peri seasoning on that. Like I cut it up into like little pieces. And then I pan fried that off with a little bit of rice bran oil, some sliced onion, and like long slivers, and sliced up capsicum, and cooked all that off. And then in the bowls I had brown rice, black beans, corn, cucumber, capsicum, and some shredded lettuce and a little bit of cheese. And then I added the chicken on top of that and stir. That was dinner. I'm waiting for barbecue ribs. Barbecue ribs. I was actually looking yesterday. My local butcher had pork ribs on special for like, you know, cheap. It was cheap for us. And I was like, maybe I want to do that. And then I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't feel like making a marinade and dealing with the whole mess that's spare ribs. Maybe I just want to go somewhere and buy them. And not have to think about making them. Spin Girls is having toast and jam. Shannon has put turkey in the crock pot for dinner tonight. I don't know what I'm making for dinner tonight. I have to see. Tim's out until late. Abby's working, so I don't know if she'll be back in time for dinner. I don't know the answer to the question. I will have to ask Abby when she finishes. After all our jam talk, it's a little difficult to think of anything else. Yeah. I mean, we had a big long chat about jam right at the start there. It's been a long time since I've made kiwi and apple jam, and I think I need to make myself some. The other thing I did was, like, I went on this, like, for years I went on this total jam adventure, right? And I made banana jam. And the thing I learned about bananas and jam is that there's actually a reaction to the potassium in the bananas, and when you're cooking it, all of a sudden it goes bright red. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So, but as far as I was aware, it didn't really properly jamify. So I kind of made more into like the banana jam sauce, which was amazing for like on ice cream and stuff. Like it went very caramelized.
Macy, say hello because you're about to come.
Yes, Macy can come and say hello before we go. Hello, Macy. Hang on, let me make you big. Let me make you big. She's like, I don't want to be here. Do you have anything for me to play with? No. Give me the yarn. Give me the yarn. Oh, Macy's. No, Abby, not too many animals. Oh my. We are frozen according to YouTube, but apparently the stream stayed open. Trying to connect. So bear with me if you're still in the chat so that I can say goodbye properly. Oh, that's gone. I don't have everything I usually have. We will have to wait and see how it's going. We've got a black screen now. It might be working. There you are. Leanne says I'm here. I don't know if I'm here or not. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so I'm not getting a screen on my side to let me know if I'm here or not. But Macy walked past and then there's a big grey switch on the end of one of my power boards and she just stomped on it and it just turned off everything.
Sorry, guys.
So I have no lights. Everything just went off.
Sorry, my cat's a bit special.
So I don't have all my devices. I don't have a stream deck, so I can't get rid of this. Hang on a second, let me just see if, there we go, I can get rid of that. And I can go back to the main stream here manually. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
But we did learn something. I didn't realise that Ecamm would let me back in, but when I rebooted everything, it had resume on the bottom, so I was able to click it and say resume. Lots of people was like, oh, it's Abby's fault. It's Macy's fault. But in saying that, I'm gonna go. It's time to go. I wanted to just try and get back in because I needed to actually end the stream correctly or it wouldn't have ended the streams. So yeah, never work with animals or children. That is 100% right. Oh, audio. Sorry, never work with animals or children. Yeah, she's naughty. She's naughty. I'm like, I didn't even like. Okay, now I know my Mac Mini is plugged into that power board rather than the nice safe one under my desk. Gosh. All right. You guys all have a fantastic week, a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to jump over to the Fun Zone and show and share what you're working on so we can all see and we can all ooh and ah. I'll catch you all here next week. Don't forget there is a video dropping this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled and go and give that a watch and let me know if there's others like that you would like. I will see you next time. Bye now.